If you're lost on how to run your short-term rental business, watch this video.
Whenever we first started in short-term rentals, we spent months and probably even up to a year trying to figure out what systems to use to run our business. We'd ask around what property management system, what pricing system, how do you price your properties, blah, blah, blah. And so we want to make this video to try to shortcut the learning curve for you. These are systems that we either have experience with or actively use in our business, and we're going to be ranking them S tier to F tier so you know what works best. Starting first, we have PMSs, which is property management systems. And the first one up is Guesty. We currently use Guesty. I personally am gonna go B tier, and I'll say why, but you rank yours too.
I was gonna go between like a high C.
Okay.
So we can go B. We can go B.
It's so expensive, like relative to a lot of other PMSs, and we've had issues with it. And so what I tell people is like, Guesty has a lot of capabilities, but I don't always know that it's worth what it costs. But I know that they've been doing a lot of work.
They have
to like fix a lot of their bugs. Second, we have Hospitable.
Okay, so Hospitable, I'm gonna give an A tier because we started on Hospitable and we use Hospitable to about 30 properties.
Yeah, they've built out a lot of different like new stuff in their software, and we have a lot of friends that have scaled past that 30 property mark and still use Hospitable. So for me, I'm also gonna go A tier. I almost want to say S tier, but it's hard to say because there's no perfect.
We don't currently experience it, so I think we need to say A.
I'm gonna A tier. Okay. OwnerRez.
Okay, so like comparing the two, so like Guesty and OwnerRez, I would say Guesty is more of like the Apple, like the iPhone.
Where we have to start is with our products and our services.
And OwnerRez is more of like the Android. I'm horrible with Androids, and so I'm gonna give it like a D tier because I tried to, before we did Guesty, I tried to do OwnerRez and I could not figure it out, probably because I'm dumb, but.
Yeah, I think OwnerRez is similar to Guesty in that it has a lot of capabilities, like things that you can do with it, but you almost like have to understand the technology that I'm capable of. So for me, I'm gonna go C tier. So if you're C tier, I'm D tier, that makes it C and a half.
That's right. We can put it at C.
Now we are on to the OTAs, so the actual platforms where you're listing your property so it gets booked. And there are like the main two that everybody knows about, but we added in a few extras that we also list on for fun. We should do Airbnb last.
Yeah.
That one's too obvious. Okay, let's start with a wild card. We'll start with Hopper.
I mean, we get like 4% of our bookings from Hopper.
If that.
And so
we've had a good experience.
Yeah,
like
the
guests that we get on Hopper have been great.
We've had some damage.
B.
I'm gonna give it a B.
I'm gonna go B as well. We just don't get that many bookings on Hopper.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Next, we have Expedia. I'm just gonna go out and say it. Expedia for me is probably F tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say E or F. Yeah, Expedia sucks.
Expedia is like the most difficult interface. The good thing about it is like Europeans love using Expedia. So like a lot of times we get a lot of international people via Expedia. We do get a good amount of bookings for like smaller properties on Expedia.
The majority of our Expedia bookings have damage.
That's fair.
Have some type of damage or some type of
chargeback.
Or they do a chargeback.
Yeah. The technology on Expedia is not great.
I feel like F is, you just have to.
F is so valid though. Like, Expedia is so bad. Okay, Booking.com.
Okay, just kidding. That's my F.
That's your F?
That's my F.
I'm actually going to go Booking.com as a C for me.
That's because you don't do like the accounting.
But I feel like Booking.com, we had so many chargebacks. Ever since we've switched to being able to collect payment from Booking, I feel like we've had a better experience, and we do get a good amount of bookings from Booking.com.
I think that we've had issues with like Booking.com's support.
Yes.
Like
there is no support.
Yeah.
That's not.
I'm gonna stick with my F.
So you're going F, I'm C. All right. We'll meet at E.
There's like always an issue. Okay, now we're on to VRBO. I'm just gonna go out and say it. If you're over 50, you're booking a VRBO. If you're under 50, you're booking an Airbnb.
I think that's valid. Honestly, most of the guests that we get on VRBO are usually on like our bigger properties. Like I think more destination type properties on the lake, in downtown, I don't know, in the hill country, typically perform.
Yeah, like a VRBO guest is like a family reunion
yes
type of thing. An Airbnb
houses.
guest is like, bachelorette.
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. We get a lot of bachelorettes like on Airbnb, VRBO. You definitely have more like family reunion, just like group bookings in general tend to book really well on.
Oh yeah, I would say a lot of our like event inquiries are from VRBO. I loved our VRBO rep.
I know. I miss
Not that that can count. He got us socks.
I'm at A tier.
Okay, I gave it a B.
A and B. Okay, we can meet at B.
Yeah, we can.
I feel good about that, 100%. And last, and certainly not least, and I actually don't even know yet where I'm gonna rank this.
Yeah, this is hard.
Airbnb. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. For OTAs, for the booking platforms, I have to give Airbnb an S tier. We get the far majority of our bookings on Airbnb.
That is true. Okay, I was gonna give it like a B, just because they're very like guest friendly.
They're guest friendly.
Maybe that's why they're.
That's also a problem.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're the biggest. But it's so easy to be a professional guest.
I think landing at an A tier makes sense because undisputed, like you're gonna make most of your money. Yeah. And most of the far majority of your bookings are going to come via Airbnb. I think the user interface is so much easier than any of the other OTAs that we mentioned.
Yeah.
However, Airbnb is incredibly difficult to work with as a host. Like if you mess up in general, like you'll get threats from Airbnb that they're going to de-platform you. And there's so much stress around being listed on Airbnb and so much control that they have because of all the market share.
Yeah.
That makes it really difficult, but we wouldn't be able to operate without them. Let's be real.
That's true.
So they have to be up there.
That is true. And our Airbnb rep is also cool.
We have a great Airbnb rep.
I just had to say that because I said that about our old VRBO rep.
Okay, now moving on to pricing systems. There's only really two of those. We have PriceLabs and Wheelhouse. Let's start with Wheelhouse.
Okay.
So we both have limited experience with Wheelhouse. So Wheelhouse users, don't come at us. For me, I'm going to go E tier.
I'm going to go D.
With Wheelhouse, there's not as much customization available on Wheelhouse, and the user interface is not nearly as like easy to navigate.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with D.
I believe it's less expensive than PriceLabs though. And PriceLabs, the king of pricing systems. For me, I'm gonna go A tier.
I'll go A tier as well. I think that, you know, a dynamic pricing system is still like what you make of it. You still have to go in and update it and play with it. But
yes,
I've really enjoyed our experience.
I agree. The pricing system is only as good.
Content.
I am also content.
Okay, so now we're into more of my wheelhouse operations. We're gonna start with Turno.
Turno is what we use to basically automate the cleaning service.
Yeah, so we only use Turno for scheduling. We don't use any of their like supplies stuff or like paying cleaners through them. But when we started, we used it for like the cleaner marketplace, and now we just use it for scheduling. It's kind of expensive, I think, but I was gonna give it like a B.
I'm gonna go D.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
wow.
I think that for everything that Turno does, it could be way easier to use and the integrations aren't that great.
Okay.
So for me, it's a D tier. But together, that's a C tier.
We'll put it C. I'm good with that. Okay, next is Monday.com. Monday, which is what we use. That's like really like the backbone of our business. When we started using Monday.com, we hired a Monday.com consultant to like build all these Monday boards for us. So owners have a question, like work orders, anything, everything flows through Monday. I love Monday. I'm gonna give it an A.
You love Monday that much?
I love Monday that much.
Monday's great. I
don't love Monday that much.
I love Monday. I don't use it as much as I should.
This is new news.
I am going to give it an A tier as well, though.
Okay.
I feel good about that. It honestly, it really is the back end system that runs so much of our operations. We have so many automations and like internal processes that all like run through Monday.
Yeah.
And it's been a huge help. So I'm gonna agree. A tier. Okay, next we have
Company Cam.
Company Cam.
I love Company Cam. I'm gonna give Company Cam an S tier.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my first S.
Company Cam, S tier all the way. You talk about what we use.
Okay, so we use Company Cam. We have a quality control team that walks every property after the cleaners and before the guest checks in, right? So we have like 100+ photos of every property before every guest, which makes it so easy to file air cover claims or things like that when things are broken, because we have a timestamp photo of right before the guest got there. It also makes it easy to fight like fake reviews or reviews that are just guests fishing for a refund, because we have proof, literally like timestamp proof. It's very easy to use.
I also think too, for us, we do a lot of are managing our team remotely. And so we can go and double check their work basically. So after the cleaners go and our inspections team goes and takes photos with company cam that are time-stamped, we can check on how everything is looking. We don't each have to be at the property to check on it.
And another thing that we use it for that's cool is a lot of our like clients, a lot of our investors are remote. And so we've got, detailed, like super detailed pictures of their property that we can just shoot them over and be like, just so you know, like, here's how your property's looking right now. So yeah, I love company cam.
Okay. And last but not least, we have
Slack,
which I feel like a lot of people are very familiar with Slack. My problem with Slack
is expensive.
Slack is expensive. That's very true. Also, I'm now in like 5 different fucking Slack channels.
You also are like, you can't ever log into your Slack, but that might be like a you issue.
Yeah, that is a me issue. I feel like everyone uses Slack now. And so I'm just always being added to like a new Slack channel for some other thing. And I can't track it. That's
just like go up to the top and like click it and like switch
it a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a you problem. Don't dox your rating for that.
I'm gonna go E on Slack. I know it's low, but for me, my problem with Slack is not only am I in so many multiple channels, but there's so many threads too, which is like important. It's good to have like that internal team communication, and we need it. Like I would never get rid of Slack.
All of this I'm hearing is a you issue.
I just feel like it could be streamlined way easier. So you give it an A?
I give it an A. So it's a C.
It's a C.
Effectively.
It's a C. I feel good about Slack being on a C tier.
Okay. But now I want to give it an S to push it up to a B. But okay, we can leave it at C.
Okay. So those are our rankings. For us, we had such a hard time figuring out what systems to use when we started. Ultimately, you just have to pick something and start working with it. It doesn't really matter what you choose. You just have to choose something and get going. If you guys disagree with any of the rankings that we gave, or there's systems that you think that we missed, like let us know in the comments. I'm curious to see what people think. Also, if you are wanting to learn about some of these systems and how to use them, we have a free school community. We'll go ahead and put the link to join that in the description, where we teach people how to use these systems that we're talking about.